Hello, hello, hello. Una good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever una day in the world. Welcome back to the Unifier Hour for this week, May 25. We apologize profusely for the late start. We're going to get a bit of technical issues, but we tell God thank you, say we don't come and we do it una now. Una thank you for joining we and una very, very welcome. As usual, do ya I dey ask everybody where they on, please una self share the link una use for join we and make other people themselves go can on and can listen to the discussions for the day. This is not the show where we can sit down and discuss matters were relevant and pertinent to the economy in a salon, the way of life na salon, the governance na salon, the politicking. So I dey encourage you now all una share the link. And as usual, we day on all the social media platform them. We day on LinkedIn, we day on Facebook, we day on YouTube, we day on X, we day on Instagram. We even get number now WhatsApp one I can call when I plus 232 75 052 135. Or if you're not there anywhere in the Western world, and I can call we on plus 1 778 732 2180. Ona, thank you so much for tuning in. And as usual, I want for bring on we panel guests them, make them can tell una how do for themselves. So I did bring on Mrs. Abiose Pierre. Mrs. Pierre, please count and say hello to we guests them.
Pambule Unado, una thank you for giving again una time.
Thank you, Mrs. Pierre. And Mr. James Hallowell, please come on over and say hello to our listeners.
Unado, we tell una thank you again that we're gonna give you opportunity for come engage una again today. We're happy for there.
Thank you. And we get with we Mr. Usman Kamar. Mr. Kamar, come say hello to we listener and viewer then. Uh-oh. Maybe we don't lost Mr. Kamara. Unfortunately, we all know say the internet issue now we continue noisy with the blackout or with the internet or all now don't turn other thing. And currently, I know say Mr. Kamara dey na the country, so in connection not look too stable today. But we go bring Anka on whenever he join me. Okay, well, folks, as usual, we're not collect for waste on our time. Okay, want to get right into the matters of the day. So today we want for just talk a little bit about some of the issues there where we don't see the hit social media. I see Mr. Kamara don't join me, so I'll give him the opportunity for bringing greetings come to we viewers and listeners. Mr. Kamara.
Hey, Fambo Leonardo.
Thank you so much.
I got it for John on my back.
Yes, welcome back. You don't take small we will not see you. And of course, we're glad you able to join me today. Yeah, so let me get straight into the matters of the day. I think one of the recent happenings there in our salon where we see where all man they look with almost bewilderment. Now these bar elections we obviously car out when the reports and first begin come out, people that be the one that say, well, waiting the happiness salon, waiting make we they see then carry report here. We see boku video them where some they chant say we not go vote, we go vote, we not go vote. And it been just look like say the one all AGM and elections during the AGM for choose the president we go lead the bar association been just seem for be marked with a lot of irregularities and just not been seen for be the kind election where we expect, especially from an organization like the Bar Association, and also right after the elections, we see say some of the presidential candidates then come out in a joint statement and condemn the results of the elections. So I've been just want Ibra one day to una small, make una give we una own thoughts on how una process this. And I go start with Mr. Kamara.
It will start with me. Valda, Valda, thank you so much again. It's always a pleasure. Um, well, most of the time during the by-election, maybe they up now village. But according to social media and the things that we hear and what we see on social media, it's really hard to end in. It's like a deja vu, a repeated thing from the past elections. Because some of the things I want to know about the delay, the capacity for Kenima for host the people, how some people can go get Hotel Nabo, and when they travel from Bo to come to Kenima, Motoka block the road, some enable come the agenda wouldn't change. Uh, I believe it will be the eighth item, the make and the second item, and also we see how the ACC boss take Mike, now the other person in, and also being for let be free and fair, without corruption and stuff like this. We just wish that then we don't do things with integrity, then they will know because as according to the ACC, then they fight corruption. So the boss of the APC they run an election, which as a member they get right, but how we do the election, according to social media, I was not there. So when officers be free and fair, and we get a lot of condemnations. The African Bar Association don't condemn them. Other organization don't condemn the elections. So this is not just a microcosm of the past elections, and we hope that we will learn as a people, as a nation, we get to be fair and credible all the own elections. But again, that's just social media and we own opinion. I don't know how true it is, but now that the media say that happened. There was a truck that blocked the bridge from Bo to Kenima, and the agenda was changed. So again, let me just stop there and listen to the other panelists. Then.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Kamara. Mr. Hallowell.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, the video see where give a preview to the Bar Association election in Sierra Leone. Now one with sadness. It is happening. Thinking for me, knowing back, looking at the Sierra Leone Bar Association, this now an institution where embody the legal scholars of Sierra Leone. Things that way we grapple with now with the constitution and even laws them what they struggle with. The Bar Association, they not only they speak on behalf, but then they also they help for throw light for make them very clear to me. And in fact, from that association, we don't get ministers, we don't get high court judges, we don't get a lot of legal luminaries who they help with. Now that country with legal issues. For see what we see so a couple of days ago as part of the election and in the presence of the anti-corruption commissioner, when I meet my own college mate, I post me home with high esteem. I think say it not go down well. I see a letter or a press release from previous bar presidents then. They make a release condemning what you're waiting and see and how that's not befits the Bar Association integrity. And with the presence of the anti-corruption commissioner, I listened to an interview where he gave. They say, well, anybody during the conduct of the AGM, anybody can vote for bring up an issue on the agenda for do an amendment on the agenda. It says so because since people have been get for travel to Freetown and other places, in move say let them bring the election before. But when they move that, now that make them get for avoid other matters, them other report them and decide for move to the election. But look how the election turned up. And I mean, if you say you as an anti-corruption commissioner, remember to whom much is given, much is expected.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so we may expect say with your presence, no matter what, you know, a government official. Now, I read an article today back where the military talk say, I mean, they don't fit for increase the corruption index for Sierra Leone. But look at what's in reflect from that association meeting or elections. I think say I mean despicable. Let's face the fact. And not befitting. And some people in the call for a rerun of that election, I still don't know how that's get for pan out well. But on a fair note, it wasn't good.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hallowell and Mrs. Pierre. What's in your own take on this matter?
Yeah, for sure. We really get a big problem in Salon because this association are people that we did where we feel say for effects for the country democracy. Mm-hmm. So now if them mayor election inside this association cannot be right, if they cannot get it right, then we country doom, honestly. You know, and like you say, these are just similar things where happen at election. We see say this election, this association, honestly, we cannot say people cannot be associated with political parties. Yes, we all, but we for able for differentiate when we they talk about we party and when we they in with profession. And I think so that this are not able to do. Even in this election, first of all, from what I read, there was an issue for this election not happen at Kenema. Yeah. Why it not happen at area where everybody go get access? But because Kenema are them base and all of that, me if you say then get some intentions behind that for they go happen at Kenema. Now one. And then secondly, we see the vehicle where then say stop them. So man go argue, say, well, if there's a vehicle there, why they not take Okada? Why they not take other means? But yes, these people they don't travel all the way. And the alleged person where they say na in other vehicle they and the person when are the president of the association, for me it makes sense for say something play under the, you know, for say it wasn't fair, it was planned. Then we planned for stop them people they have for let them not go there. And then we see also that why the agenda change. You will not say you know, I'm so dismayed by this anti-corruption guy. You know what I mean? Like we brother said before, where all these accolades so they don't bestow upon for saying that I don't fit corruption and all of that. A simple election, where in an association election, he cannot even keep himself steady. He cannot separate his party to his profession. He cannot do that. And it's a shame. Really not a shame to we country, not a shame to we democracy, and not a issue where we really will for ponder on because for the way forward before after this election, what about the next election where they can? Because these are people that with they hope say then go able first for we country, with they hope say then go able first for we people then.
Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. I think say some of the reasons we make this particular incident so disturbing to many. Now, the fact say when they look at this particular organization as the one day we for be the beacons of justice now we society, but they're not able for even GUI a sample of waiting a free and fair election supposed for be. I just want to go back to some things there where Mr. Usman Kamara mentioned. He talked about, they move the agenda forward, and then this particular item of the elections and move that particular item of the agenda forward. And Mr. Hallowell say he listened to or I read. I'm sorry if I get it wrong, but he get some information where the ACC boss they talk say it is part of their constitution for let somebody able for vote or for raise the matter for let them move a particular agenda item forward and then for vote on them and agree. Granted, that may be true. However, in the situation where we understand, say, this particular elections happen in a smaller town we not get enough accommodation for host all the potential participants for the AGM. Therefore, a good number of participants have been get for good day at different tongue like Bo and other tongue then nearby. Then una start the meeting, una see say a bunch of people they're not able to come. Well, in fact, let's back up small. In addition to the fact that the tongue not big enough for host all the one that will be one participating at the AGM, there was claims in social media and other traditional media that the one way win the seat, the presidential seat, the incumbent, actually been book up all the hotel there inside Kenema. So all the other presidential candidates and own supporter them being forced for good day now hotel them in nearby towns, we increase their travel time for attend the meeting. When you look that one day, then you look the fact say, then bring forward this particular agenda item. Moving forward to, I think, the second item on the agenda, it really look fishy. And for an institution like that one, the way we they look say for be, the beacons of justice and fairness now we country, it just, it they left a sour taste now people they mouth. I want for make una rub mouth pan this part where I just highlight so. And I will start with Mr. Hallowell this time.
Madam Chair, you rightly get a point there. The reality is, first of all, Sierra Leone, we're good at messing up. We're not good at making things. First, looking at the conduct of the election in Kenya, I don't have any problem with it. Let's face the fact here. I don't have any problem because we want activities and for the move kind of the provinces, not to only Freetown no more for the benefit. But the reality here is the association itself, as I read more, it riddled with series of problems. Series of problems. How many members and they will be paid and dues? How many members and they will not be paid and dues? How many members were eligible for votes? Some not eligible for votes. And then again, the reality where are the say I forget my own fact then. This organization don't be mad between national politics. They don't be mad between national politics. So as such, there is interference from the government of the day into the affairs of the bar. Then get the young candidates who they favor. And I get this from reliable source. I'm not there on the ground. But at the top to people, they want to say, then get a mind we not for the partisan. Then just one let things go right for the country. So I'm in so shock. The case where you mentioned of the hotels, the association, then if I don't get a prep committee or preparation committee, if then they move this and then no say people and get for camp, and then if I don't help people and for book hotels, not allow one party or one president for take all over the hotel, leaving others they're not able to get access. I was saying I think the preparation committee if I don't do. I mean, then I say I participate in so a lot of civil society activities. The first Mano River Union civil society conference, whole a bank complex. There was a preparation committee. A lot of things, and they have people and they come in, inside them for sleep. Everything that was arranged and it was organized somewhere around 2000 or 2001. So if find out me if I don't learn from that day. All of them things they help for minimize constraints, reduce tensions, and feed into the program for be able to achieve an agenda or the meeting agenda, whether not for the day or not for the year and all that things. But again, let me make this point clear before I rest my case. I think say to me we go with him where I mean the St. Francis. The principle me teach me one thing we call an abuse to generosity. You look in a situation, you know say you exploit them, you manipulate and make sure say you get them to your advantage. Even though you know say yes, you get the right for vote for an amendment to the agenda, but you for don't look at a lot of things there and how they get for end up for pan out. And you as somebody wait for be an example, wait for be the light, you can't tell people to behave and then you behave otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So you me for don't look at all them things that always surround you. There's nothing wrong. We don't go conferences them. We're not able to complete the agenda for the day. What's happening? The conferences and they run beyond time till to the night. They can make adjustments them for accommodate other business of the meeting. But I wonder if the legal minds them of the country, they're not able to think, they're not able to get the resources and all the things, and so they look at the image of the Bar Association of Sierra Leone. It's so disappointing.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hallowell. Mrs. Pierre.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mr. Always say there's nothing wrong for let them go na Kenema, but from my own understanding and what I don't read, I think it should be there was not agreement. I mean, it's an organization. Yes, it's good to move, but I think everybody get for they get for the in unison for that for be done. If people that don't give una say, from my understanding, they even go to court, but they just lost some. Understanding is if people that don't give una, if not really if it be fear, if them be they think about the members them the reason the way they give say they're not for all and academy, I think they were legit. For lay it be say then find somewhere else way big or maybe another city where for able for accommodate everybody else and everybody for be able for did it and for let them get a fair election. So yeah, for say and we then go to academy a fine, it's good. But if we're able to accommodate every member and but like I say, it's a shame again for they talk on all of this because I'm sure they get organizing committee, Mr. James.
Hello.
All of those things, then get them. It's just like what me and you to say. It's evidence that the bar association is tainted with corruption and we get leaders them. It's not even the young people. I think it's those who have been there for a long time that because they get greater influence than the one that really come, that all they care about is for defending political agendas, defending political party. And this is what is showing. It's really evidence that it's not about the country anymore. It's not about the people anymore. It's about defending their party, their political ambition. That is what they're doing. And that is why we're here now. And like I said, nothing wrong to be associated or affiliated with a political party, but we have to separate the two. All right, I'll stop here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mrs. Pierre. Mr. Kamar, your own take on this. Mr. Osmande, with we?
Yeah. Hello,
Okay.
Balda. Thank you
Yes.
very much. I believe, say, Mr. Holloway and Ms. Pierre don't break them down. There's nothing wrong with conducting the election at Kenema. But if me not being the ACC boss, first of all, he's a member, so he has a right to do the elections. But especially with imposition, again, if we don't conduct that election with integrity,
Exactly.
knowing that, now they in charge of corruption. But according to social media and what we read, waiting happy under na corruption to the highest degree,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And so my own taking all of this, if me not being Ben Kelfala and you're in charge of corruption, maybe for either recuse himself or when he conduct him, if he conduct him with integrity. Even the act of him taking the mic from somebody's hand and carry on with the program, that's unprofessional.
Yes.
And then also for amend the agenda from item 8 to item 2, that's unprofessional. And also, all of a sudden, the other party, they come up for coming, all of a sudden, a motorcar block, and, how can that be a coincidence? There's always red flags in some of these things. And then, you see people and they condemn and condemn and condemn. and they ask for rerun. So my own take on all of this is I hope and pray that then will adhere to the advices of the other organizations that we don't ask for rerun and let them do this thing again, because these are one of the most credible uh, associations in our country, and the law, the lawyers, them, the people away with the abupa for defend we and be honest and truthful. So if themselves don't begin show a level of corruption in their own conducting of their own elections, I mean, I'm afraid. But again, Sierra Leone, we're very resilient people. We can bounce back, and hopefully then we'll listen and correct their mistake.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamara.
But
It just
if I was Ben kind of election conduction,
okay. Yeah,
I
we
would not be involved in
understand.
that.
We understand. Yeah. Um, yeah. This whole thing just make I wonder, and my own mind say, wait, is this a commentary on the current state of we legal or we justice system? Now something where we're not go able for depend on, and now something where don't become so fraught with uh partisanship, extreme partisanship, because this is not just ordinary partisanship, extreme partisanship that they're not able to foresee how. I mean, having the ACC boss there, Ben Kafala, there should have been, in fact, Naim before don't come out first and say, what in, we conduct the election, but the way it look go, it all look right. And as the ACC boss, let her not team up and come sanction the results of an election we carried out the way this one carried out. But anyway, that's my thinking. I want to go back again to some of the comments that one I don't make. In terms of the irregularities where we see, the extreme partisanship where we see, the interruption of access for some of the voter then where they can vote for the one way, maybe not to be in the status quo candidate, or candidates them. um it looked like elections na saloon, whether general or just elections in any other organization in the country. It look like there's a pattern where don't they develop. And I don't know, but as far as me see this kind extreme division along political lines, along regional lines, along party lines, we not don't see this, we begin see this kind level of extreme division from the outset of this particular administration we still they on. I want for me kuna comment a little bit on this, because we they see a lot of similarities. The 2023 general elections were at a point where we get forget the tripartite committee, the electoral review committee, where we all they call tripartite. They get for sidom and review because of the extreme abuse of the electoral process. um, and with the area, a lot of people then they call for rerun. Now we look the Bar Association. We're not just a civil organization. And again, we see similar abuses to the electoral system and people again calling for a rerun. We see a similar number of interested parties for the general elections condemn the results. Now we see this again with the Bar Association elections. Yeah, when I comment on this, it seems like a pattern developing in Sierra Leone. We don't begin from the time of this administration. And I will start with Mrs. Pierre on this one.
Yeah, in honesty, I'm not facing at this administration no more. That's that, but it don't become pronounced now because I don't hear a lot of people, a lot of leaders, then they say that election now so it will be something must happen here for prepare. No, that's not how it will be. I don't know. I really know the solution to this. But I think we have to go back to the basic. When I look in the US now, so the picking them, they teach them integrity. What it mean? We need for teach we picking them or we people them back loyalty to we nation. We people that not loyal at all. We not loyal to we self. I read an article where somebody say Sierra Leone, we know say we not like we self. I think that they will for start now the basic that day. Because if you know say this now something very important to your country, where you see how they go wrong, you they stand against that, and I don't know they see oversee. And for me, my expectation, like people like Ben Kalfala them, or even the one that we don't travel. I don't know if Mohammed Kane don't travel, but when we travel, and I think some of them don't even go universities and call Harvard, you go feel say we then travel them for learn from the process. And when we go wait till we can learn now for go back for go implement. Because for me, wait till I learn as alone is everything is rigged. Everything you get for go back door. That is a thing where it common. And I don't know picking to understand. But we don't travel now, we don't care, we know say that is not normal. Now we for team up and say no, like in way they not that bar association day. In way they I see they graduates now Harvard right now, and it's so funny because they not Harvard now when this happen. If I don't see say this not process where rig for let it use in your experience and bring a kind of salon say no, that is not normal. But it's a pattern for sure, and I can tell you say no to this administration no more now something way very common. It just can't pronounce now because of the party division, because of the regional division, because of the tribal division. Now I make now it don't so pronounce, and because they don't care for correct people there anymore, then they make a let it be they now in your face now, and I make we aware of that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mrs. Pierre, for your comments here on Nandi. Mr. Osman? We're not hear you, Mr. Osman. Okay, there you go.
Well, part of it again, they get challenged.
Yes.
The internet na salon. But
Yes.
this is not new in terms of pattern in Sierra Leone, in terms of elections. We don't see them from Edma elections. That's Sierra Leone when they
Mm.
one and two, three term. It take come to member of parliament elections when they one and two, three term. So bar association election, it's not new. It's really a really bad example. But let we pray, God help we, and let we try for change how we dey conduct elections. But most of the time, the government of the day, they say he who pays the pipers dictate the tune. So now then they call who they want to win, you know. And if you win, then they do one back. And if you win again, then they do one back. So until they get who they want. So again, for me, it's a pattern.
Okay. Mr. Hallowell.
Yeah, I can endorse that too. That it's a well-known pattern. But again, no doubt, we call people and can say, church need to go above in pastor. You want to see the church, you want to see the member and look the pastor. Because if local level elections they get problem, national elections they get problem. So now even civil society entities, the election, they get problem. So there is something there. There is the pattern there. Then you get this lack of understanding of say participation. Now a key tenet of democracy. The democracy will they boast of, the democracy will they tout say now it will be. We not forget say that participation at that civil society level, or we start at civil society level, it all accounts from that basic unity right through go up to the national system. If we understand that there, we take people in votes and serious, we take people in participation serious, we take them sacred, we will build a very strong democracy. But whereas we all the time manipulation, we conduct on 2 or 3 terms, we go for fender party will favor, we want to extend with some power, we not intend for commodity, we want to entrench yourself. I think so not only the ruin with democracy, we're not the only win civil participation, but also the lay chaos for future anarchy and instability in that country. And we're completely wrong. That person, posterity not go ever forgive her.
Thank you so much. It just it's a little bit difficult to just accept that this is the way things are done, and therefore, because we don't see the pattern, therefore this is the way things are done. I don't think say it right for there we take and say, oh, now so now we don't see this pattern, so it don't they go on for a while. So and not make and correct. It not make and correct. And I believe say this now part of the reason why make the tripartite committee, the electoral review committee, they pan the work with them, they pan. Um, if una can dream, say una gets chance for make recommendations. Una tell me a couple of things una go recommend with respect to elections at any level in our country. I will start with Mr. Kamar this time.
If if I could dream for be any influence or recommendation for elections at Sierra Leone, the first things first, every Sierra Leonean we eligible for vote should be given the right to vote free and fairly without any impediment, without any restraint. Then for allow the polling place for be fair, open, early, people can come with no violence and vote and go home. It no matter which party you dey, you forget the right for can express that voting right there. Now you're right. So if I go recommend anything, one, then for make sure every Sierra Leonean we eligible for vote have the right to vote. So it starts for to the registration, restricting people to register because maybe you want birth certificate or you're not common at this region or that region. So some of these things, then they begin stop the people from that early stage. So my first recommendation is every Sierra Leonean who's eligible to vote should be given the right to vote without any restraint. And the polling places should be open early and on time, and they should close on time.
Thank you, Mr. Kamar. Mrs. Pierre, what's in your dream recommendation go be?
Um, First of all, that thing of, oh, you know, whose party you dey vote for when a person the writer. Now I dream say enough will happen. Where you go, then one the way they sit on the you know how they do, and where you go, you show your ID, then give you a corner, you go, you put your ballots. That is my dream. Where third party no need for the day. For begin ask you, oh, this time APC representative, this time SPP ask you, who side dey? Mohammed Kamara, he writes your name. No, I don't want that day. Now that na me dream. Say we will get the material, the equipment for make the election be free, for let it be fair. Let people then vote for who that they want without any fear. Say somebody see me with I put or somebody not see me. So now one of me dream that day.
Let just give you the follow-up question, because when you think about salon, we get beaucoup people there we know sabi read and write. So when it comes to voting, we get for find way for them one then they will not able read and write. And at that me believe say now the culprits behind having these third party people there we suppose for help people then for vote how they want for vote. But unfortunately, uh due to this education where we know we level up we literacy rate in our salon is quite low compared to many countries in the world. And Adande na one of the reason there we make we dey get them people and they and therefore help them people they will not sabi read the voter card. So I want just highlight Dande and ask you how you think say we can address that particular problem there.
So for sure, I think say then leaders and people that they where they invest money for election wise, we need for just sensitize people more. Here we do house to house door to teach people. We need to teach it. It's not that hard. Okay, let's say even if them people then did it, we for show them where they come, say, okay, this, put your finger at this. There you go now, you little corner and go do and do it and teach you. There's still way around that. Then he still there and say, well, you go school? No, you don't. Then they say, okay, well, if not this person, not this, they show you how you put your finger. When you go now your corner, you can still do them because they don't show you how to do that.
Thank you very much. Mr. Hallowell.
Yes, I believe say all me points where I see almost Mrs. Spear talk all about them. That we get for ensure say we election them devoid of partisan politics and government interference. Let we make sure say all elections then conduct them in a free and free atmosphere where others they don't reiterate over now this discussion. And then we get for ensure say let the elections then be transparent. And also we're building enough sensitization into it, like how Mrs. PM made the talk. Let people then learn how for vote, how we get for conduct these votes, and what will qualify a winner. Who eligible for vote, who fit for vote, not to forget take 12-year-old, 30-year-old picking, where you know say you're not supposed for vote. But because of you want to rig the system, you get for force and for vote. I think all that thing and they are things that we need for pay attention to. Again, long remember say elections is sacred. Now something we hold true to with democracy. And we don't want to forbid this country. We all time, every small election, we get for faith commodity, dishonesty get for commodity, mistrust, disbelief, get for emerge from there. And now they argue well with we reputation internationally. Like this bar association thing, it's all over.
Mm-hmm.
All over. Then at the international media networks and go to the websites, you see it's completely disgraceful. We not for allow some of them things here for bring we can down. We get for stay above the fray. And like how they talk on this now, and remember say all of this political participation or democratic participation, it get for get some integrity.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Hallowell. And at this point, I think say we'll just take a short 2-minute break. Let me watch this commercial quickly, and then we will come back for wrap up.
For quality education for your child or ward, Leone International Academy is your best bet. The school offers quality education from daycare to nursery, primary, junior and senior secondary levels. At Leone International Academy, the pupils get the best from a pool of well-trained and qualified teachers. The notch about the school is that French is compulsory from classes 3 to SSS levels. Computer studies from nursery to SSS levels. The school provides well-structured, ventilated and spacious classrooms with adequate seating accommodation. Bus services provided to and from strategic point negotiated by both parents and administration. Leone International Academy has an ultra-modern laboratory and state-of-the-art IT facilities. The school also has a standardized and modernized boarding hub for both boys and girls. Bring your child or ward to Leone International Academy at Momo Drive, Juba. For more information, please call 079-549-080 or 078-603-506 or 078-369-919. We offer both WAS and IGCS curriculum in Freetown. The Leone International Academy has a branch at Mosuba, Makeni with similar facilities. So in Makeni, enroll your children from nursery, primary to JSSS levels. In Makeni, please contact the following numbers: 076 748 702 or 077 802 580 or 079 549 080 or 076 622 999. Leone International Academy is the best school in town.
Ona kushe again, mi famble them. Thank you for staying with us. They come to the end of we show, but I just want to ask one last question before we go. We don't discuss the extreme divide where we see in our salon along political, regional, tribal, and all lines, and it seems like say it just don't get such a firm grip now we country. It affect all sectors of the economy, including the media. The media know they report things responsibly. So even when we can they try for do some research for make we bring topic and come for can discuss now this show, we can get for really look at multiple sources for let we say um Lewis F. Noka put forward more propaganda as opposed to responsible reporting. And they're not supposed to be that way. But what I really want for look at now, we don't discuss this whole thing how we see how we affect the by-elections. We know saying that's now the major reason behind the 2023 general elections. But I think something we came out recently were very disturbing. Now, when we see the current administration, the President Bio, the team up front mic, they threaten we own and in own people there where is supposed for be president of it, they threaten them. Instead of come to the people there with encouragement, it come with an incendiary and threatening speech. They clearly tell people then say, they afraid for shoot them. How does this augur for elections, for peace in the country, and for the people there? We suppose for they look up to this man as president. I want to start with you, Mr. Hallowell.
Very good. I saw that video, and to me, it's beyond a new law in Sierra Leone. The president, they talk to people and they threaten violence. They threaten say go kill them, in get gone. The people in count gone, in go meet them gone. Is that a presidential mind? Out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth speak. Seriously, I shock. And this is a man when they say get masters in conflict resolution. Seriously, who's I read conflict resolution? Now, so conflict resolution principle term.
Under Mangotic.
Seriously, I was shocked that this president, people in the southern of that country, then they die. Bad and poor health system. No electricity, internet services virtually zero. You mean, if I don't come and tell them people like I say, we know say una the struggle or una get constituent here. But this now how far we done the work. And hopefully at some point we go get there soon. That go appease the mind of the people. But instead, una no say we come na through the ballot box. Anybody who say they can't pull we, then go use they use gun. Who said go use gun? Seriously, that was childish. It's not that attitude. It's not presidential. It's not presidential, and I really wish President Bio go rethink and let him not say make mistake. First of all, in predecessors, from President Kaba to President Kuma, they all work for make sure say peace and stability in that nation. But for this president don't come from one strike to the other, from one killing to the other, from one hardship to the other, from one instability to the other, then exactly whose kind of legacy will you get for left? Whose kind of legacy will you for left? Or this president will kill people. Well, remember, say maybe sometime the mechanism in Sierra Leone go on looking for go scot free, but there are other international mechanisms will go hold you accountable. So not be careful what you do. Not be careful. Because commander in chief, you can just make a blanket declaration for kill people. Please be careful, Mr. President. We watch you. with what you don't do more than enough. And this is not why you were elected. You for able to hold that country together. You're not president for all Sierra Leoneans, not only president for SLPP. You're not president for all Sierra Leoneans. And you have to be careful with your words. And this is not the first time this one I don't see. We don't see other video where threatens say he go hold the former president accountable. How people what they say on go manandula because people in the tell and say they left the president for. Seriously, these are things they will you for the above. Now you're not the last person wait for show then kind of statements and the or anger in our society. But it's completely unfortunate. It's completely unfortunate for a president for a whole nation. It degenerates to the level of the thinking level of the supporter. It's completely unfortunate.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hallowell. Mr. Kamar. Oh, I think say the internet Nasalo no allow Mr. Kamar. Oh, okay. I think you don't join me. Mr. Kamar, you can make a comment on this.
Yes. Well, the network, they go in and out.
Yes, we see that.
Valda, it's rather unfortunate and sad. In Sierra Leone, I can always talk and say, even when we small, the culture now, sometimes then they lead with negativity and threats, even when you're small. They can one bully you for letting not talk, then you express yourself. There's two ways human being they change. And the one way is lasting change, the other way is temporary change. The lasting change, that way you encourage the person, you love them, and you show them good things, then it change permanently for good. But if you threaten them, you punish them, it go change temporarily, but when it go back to your old self. So it's just rather sad and ill-informed that we own President Nasalo now go even use those statements. Before they talk about unity, unification, dialogue, let we come together. We're one people, one nation. But if you talk, say, if you come with gun, Mr. Get gun, and some man go sit on a house, and some man go be afraid. But when you come out, then they come back, then do what they want to do. So if you want lasting change, not through threats or fear, the lasting change comes through encouragement and love. So my own comment about that is just ill-advised, and I think say he misspoke or he just talk out of, it just come out, calculating thoughts. But as a leader, because of the fear we put in them, not because of. Hello?
Yes. Thank you.
Ready to hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
we hear you.
Yeah.
You break up small, but I think we get the majority of
Yeah,
what you
well,
say.
I didn't know the land where the network not reliable, But anyway, for me, it's rather unfortunate. And
Yeah.
I hope and pray that he.
Oh boy. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Kamara. I think we get the gist of what you they try for say. Mrs. Pierre.
Yeah, for sure. I see that video day, and I was driving, and I had to stop, especially the area of where he say, see the one the way we don't come, we don't kill them all. For me, that's a confession. That part of the video was very painful for me. It was very hurtful. The president facing a military government. We vote her in as a civilian, not as a military.
Well, I don't
And
know if they vote in, but yeah, now all the office.
well, the first time, you know what I mean? He was there before as a civilian. And even though he captured the election so far from what we can see, as a civilian, not as a military. And for him for team up boldly and say that, for me, what I see as a psychologist, I see somebody who is afraid of what is about to happen. And I see somebody who is very weak and is confused about what's going on. I really don't, I think it's a psychology he wants to play with people. So people go afraid, say, or he go can't kill me. No, he's using that. He looks, for me, honestly, as sad as I felt because he killed the other people in there, but I think in no waiting they about for calm. So it they use threats, it they use hate speech for let the people of Salome become scared and not take action to waiting there for happen. So, but in all honesty, that's a speech we're not for come up from any person in month, any sober-minded person, no go team up, especially when you're not a leader. For team up in a public. And when I look the video, I see some of you in base, some of them really not so everybody clap. If you look at some, you can go back. You can see say some of them no, they're in agreement. There are few we clap and are in base, so we expect that. But me what I want for tell and say in a Sierra Leone and not so many people that they rule. We get 12 tribes, or maybe we don't increase. How many tribes we
We
got?
get past 12. Yeah, we
We
get
get past 12 tribes, I think. We don't pass 14 now, if I can remember. And we get regions there. It's not only the south or whatever region it they rule. If supposedly for be a president of a nation, not a president of a tribe, a president of certain group, a president for SLPP. And I don't know now correct. I know any of the leaders that come out safe and debunk him for saying no because they're all the freedom. But this man, honestly, from a psychological point of view, is just a man that is scared, is a weak person, and just is confused. They don't know what to do.
Thank you very much. And just for correct something, APC leaders then did come out and condemn that particular speech they were in make and they name them for what it is. And so yeah, we get that they've been there in the media also. But my last comment, my last point what I'm making a comment on, and this is purely perception. Um, where when you look at the person we make such comments, you look at the track record of in administration in it look like say in own administration has been and you don't really magnify the divisions where even if them be existent before they're not being this marked, but now it just don't magnify them so badly that and then you look at the person where they talk the one we currently hold the office of the president, they use then kind what they are. It make her think back and say we they in the middle of having the tripartite committee. They work on recommendations for improve with democracy. That particular speech day has it's the opposite of what democracy should be. We get this committee where in administration is a part of the committee where they work on the recommendations where they look forward to June 19th. Is this attitude, this speech, is it a foreshadow of an administration in attitude to the recommendations where we all they look forward to? What's your take on that? And I will start with Mr. Kamar.
Well, Valda, the speech in itself, if I could say so, it violates the agreement we all signed for foster peace and unity and dialogue and reconciliation in the country. So again, like I said, an office say, a main possibility say, and he say I'm without thoughts. And that speech get a lot of ramification. So
Mm-hmm.
the mere fact within into the tripartite and dialogue and reconciliation and peace and unity, then you say such I mean, that just goes to show if you're really
Inflammatory.
committed into. But again, for me, you give the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully, he can come back and apologize to the nation and take his speech back. But it's really sad, when you hear that from a leader. We're supposed to be Kumra for the whole nation. We're supposed to be daddy for the whole nation.
Yeah, well, we all know, say, Mr. Kamai, internet connection is not that great right now. So I want to throw this to you, Mrs. Pierre.
Yeah. So even me, with the tripartite going in, why Aida's speech there, it make me wonder if he's really committed to it. I don't see any commitment to that, and I think it just is send. It's a message to anybody that is in that tripartite. Because the first question why I ask is he aware of what's going on in that tripartite committee? Is he being updated on the things that have been that the recommendations that have been laid and the plans on how to go about them? For me, that's the question I asked. So but if he is aware of everything going on there, and it is plan in base, because if you study the president, every forming campaign, every promises where he make, for example, like the former president, he promised them, say he go after them, after him. He sent a message there to say, I got him. So every promises that he had made to his base, he follow up towards it. So if it not seem like he's committed to that, for me that's a red flag. That he's really not committed. It's just a show off to say, oh, I'm making peace, I'm trying to bring peace in the country, but he's not.
Okay, thank you so much, Mrs. Pierre. And Mr. Hallowell, you go get the final say. Mr. Hallowell, you there, we?
And that's work.
Okay. I don't know if Mr. Hallowell there, we? Mr. Hallowell, I've been wanting to make you comment on me thoughts, say, with the work of the tripartite coming, to a conclusion very soon in the next 3 weeks or so. We don't hear the President Bio. They make such inflammatory speech. They threaten the citizen there of Salon safe, then carry with bulletins, then go be met with bullets. And whether or not, I say, waiting cross me your mind is, now, is this a foreshadow of in administration, in attitude toward any kind electoral review and reform and recommendations? So now that I ask you for comment on, Mr. Hallowell. Are you there?
Can you
Yes,
hear us?
hear you.
He can't.
Okay. It looked like we're not able to get Mr. Hallowell a final comment on this. But as citizens, we're concerned about the country. Let we all think Bodande. And there we remember, say, it not go do anybody any good for less alone descend back into war. Till today, people then they were still traumatized by waiting their experience during the Civil War. Till today, people then still they struggle for fend even the daily bread, because the money where they pay them not do for them for meet their obligations. Till today, people then they struggle with things like hunger, and then they struggle with things like um just the everyday living. They don't get lights, they don't get water. The water where they drink, it's you drink that water they now at your own risk, you know. Like I boil the water, the sickness where they come up and water right now in a salon is not easy. And to top it off, we medical system looking safely doyanda, a day on crutches. So not to attend this for the one way all the presidential office, they threaten for shoot people then inside the country. So, but me people them, when they talk to una all, it's also not the time for let we self begin. They think about descending into war or chaos. Not to attend this. Let we all with peace. Let we wait and let we see how this recommendation again because of this MCC, we kind of contingent on the application of the recommendations by the tripartite. Sometimes we go get some side for ABOP, say because the government need that money, they then go implement, then go follow the recommendation. So let we all act, let we pray, and let we continue for hope for the better for we beautiful Mama Salome. And with that, I go say, Una, thank you so much for when I join with today. Una, thank you for all the comments that we see. Una, thank you for stay with me on the air. And we go see Una again, same time next week. Thank you again. Now bring the panelists on for say goodbye. Mr. Hallowell. I don't know if he okay. Mr. Kamar. Mrs. Pierre.
Well, family, una thank you and una get a good evening.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Una have a good evening. And by God power, we'll meet again next week. Thank you.